Home Depot hits a home run. Groupon stock going at a crushing discount, and Michael Kors bags a profit. Let's talk to Ryan Vlastelica. He's our Reuters markets guru. Hello, Ryan.
Hello.
Guru, I should say.
Yes.
Sound like I said girl. Guru. Home Depot.
Right.
You're a manly man. Speaking of Home Depot,
Right.
stock is up close to 3.5%. Profit beat. Raised its guidance for the year.
Well, like you said in the introduction, a total home run quarter over there at Home Depot. Pretty much everything we want to see in a retailer's report was there. Good outlook, great earnings. Sales weren't as exact what we were hoping for, but still, with so many people concerned about what growth is going to look like with issues in Europe and so forth, the fact that they raised their profit view, fantastic.
They've been cutting costs there, cutting prices actually on goods more than Lowe's, and folks going for the kind of the smaller items like faucets as opposed to big cabinets in this still shaky economy.
Looks like it worked.
Looks like it worked. Okay, let's talk Groupon. Groupon, as we all know, exploded early. Now it's got to clean up its act.
Kind of exploding in another way right now.
Yeah.
Bad news over there, really sort of an ugly quarter, and the shares are just plummeting today. It's actually their biggest percentage daily decline ever.
Down 25% today.
That's ugly.
Ugly.
The stock, I think, year to date is down about 75%. So really,
Even uglier.
Yeah. So any investors holding this is probably going to be disappointed.
Okay.
And as we've been talking about in other days with the social media space, still a lot of concerns. How are they going to make money? How are they going to grow revenue? How can they monetize their users? Still a lot of questions on there. Groupon certainly didn't do anything to alleviate those fears.
The daily deals have kind of high margins. They're trying to compensate with the Groupon goods, lower margins there, but some questions about the accounting on that.
Yeah, there's questions about accounting. There's questions about the deals themselves, what they're offering. Are these what people want? So, I mean, again, it's hard to see what what Groupon's next step is going to be, but really it sort of feels like it can't go much lower.
Okay, our next step is going to be to the hot spot, and let's talk about some earnings, some retail earnings today. Fashion and beauty, getting in touch with your feminine side. Two things you're very good at that.
I'm in touch with my feminine side a few times a day.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Let's talk Michael Kors. This stock has been on fire.
Right.
Mainly because you've been buying out all their handbags.
Mostly, yes.
And they're up 13.5% today. Profit beat, right?
Yeah, profits. The fire that you talked about. Fire is continuing today. Profit beat. Raised their outlook. Very strong sales over there at Michael Kors. So that's very encouraging to see. A lot of questions still about revenue growth. Not at Michael Kors.
Project Runway, I have to think, has at least helped a little bit that he's a judge.
Certainly raised their visibility a great deal, and so far it looks like it's working for them.
Okay, and just as a quick line, Coach, a competitor, they didn't have great earnings about a week to 10 days ago or so, down 2.5% today. Let's talk Saks Fifth Avenue, where you might be buying your Michael Kors bag.
Of course, I make a lot of money, so obviously I shop at Saks Fifth Avenue. Speaking of which, affluent customers are still going to Saks. I'm not one of them, but affluent customers still there. They're holding up despite some of the other weakness we've been seeing in other retail categories. However, Saks did report a loss this past quarter. Good news, it wasn't as wide a loss as had been expected, so we are seeing shares of Saks up today.
And interesting, on Fifth Avenue, the flagship store, hop, skip, and a jump away here, accounts for 1/5 of all sales, although that store, I think, didn't quite grow at the same rate that the other department stores did.
Well, Saks Fifth Avenue is really the definition of a flagship store, so that's one that people pay special attention to.
Okay, let's talk Estee Lauder Cosmetics,
of course,
which you might again buy at Saks. Big plug for Saks here. Beat on profit.
Right.
Looking good.
Beat on profit. They also raised their sales growth outlook. So again, very encouraging news there. And after some questions really about consumer spending, here are some very good signs we've been talking about on Home Depot, Michael Kors, Saks, now Estee Lauder. All of them very encouraging. So it's very happy to see. And that stock is up on the day too.
Yeah, up 9% today. And they've got Bobbi Brown and MAC as well, Estee Lauder. All right, let's walk it back to the market monitor and see what's going on. Stocks today. We've got some green arrows, but
it's not the most exciting day out there.
But we've got you to make it exciting.
Yeah, here I am, and I will dance if I need to if we go any flatter. The Dow's up 0.3%. That's a lot on Home Depot, which is, of course, a Dow component. Right. Lifting the broader markets, we sort of talked about this before, but as monthly retail sales, that data came in much stronger than expected. You'll see it was our first rise in the past 4 months. Right. Very encouraging, leaving a lot of concerns about where the consumer is right now. So with some better jobs data and some better signs of growth, we are seeing consumer spending return a little bit. That's obviously very good news. However, we've been up 7 out of the past 8 sessions in stocks. that's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's getting just harder and harder to keep pushing ourselves higher, so the gains are a little bit slight today.
Right, looking at the sectors here.
Consumer discretionary up again. Again, companies like Saks and Michael Kors, these are really discretionary stocks. So the fact that we're seeing upside there is really lifting that sector.
And I think with these retail sales, I think the fact that we've gotten a little bit of an uptick, we've got a jobs boost and a little bit of a rebound in the housing market, kind of giving consumers some confidence to go out there and spend.
Let's just hope it continues.
All right. He keeps buying his ties, though. He's got trees with plugs in them. Don't know what it means. Not Christmas. Anyway, thanks, Ryan. Check us out on Twitter at Reuters Insider, and our Reuters YouTube channel is Reuters.com/Reuters TV. I'm Lisa Bernhard. This is Reuters.